Okay, let's start the lesson on division of decimals with this simple word problem here. So let me read the problem to you. Frankie has 3.612 meters of rope. He wants to cut it into 4 equal pieces. How long will each piece be? So to get the answer, you simply divide, right? Divide 3.612 by 4, correct? So how do we divide a decimal by a whole number 4? So let's see. Let's write 3.612. Let's divide this by 4 equal parts, correct? You divide this by 4 equal parts. So before you divide, you bring down first. What will you do? You bring up first the decimal point there. So be sure to bring up what? Just bring up there. Okay? Cannot bring up here or here. You have to bring up straight. Okay? So then divide as whole number. So if you divide 3 by 4, there is no 4 in 3, right? So let's write 0 here. Since 3 divided by 4 cannot, so you write 0 there. Then go to the next digit. So instead of using 3, use 36. 36, how many 4s are there? There are 9, correct? So you write the 9 above the 6. Then 4 times 9, that's 36. So let's write 36 here. Then the next process is what? I said you divide like whole numbers. So the next is you subtract these two, and that will give us 0, correct? After that, you bring down one digit, which is a 1, there. Then after bring down, repeat the same process. Divide 1 divided by 4, but since you cannot divide 1 by 4, so again we'll write 0 above 1. Then just bring down the next digit, which is 2. Let's bring down 2 here. So this time we have 12. So we can divide now 12 by 4. In 12 there are 3 4s, right? Because 3 times 4 is 12. So let's write that 3 here. So 3 times 4, that's 12. And if you subtract, 0. Okay. So to answer how long will each piece be, so our answer is 0.903 meters, or we just simply write m. Easy, right? Okay, let's have another example. Find the quotient of 2.43 and 0.5. So to get the quotient, we simply divide these two numbers, right? So let me write 2.43 divided by 0.5. So how do we divide a decimal by a decimal? Okay, so are we going to bring up right away the decimal point? Are we going to bring up there? No. If the divisor here is a decimal number, you have to change first that to whole number before you can divide. So how will you change this to whole number? You simply, what? Move this decimal point to the right there, once. So the decimal point is there. So it's now a whole number 5. Since you move one decimal place here, move also one decimal here. So let's move from the decimal point, move to the right one place. So the decimal now is here, and that's the time you can bring up. So bring up it here. There. So it's 24.3 divided by 5 now. Did you get? Again, you move 1 here, you also move 1 place here. So let's divide now 2 by 5. That cannot be. So let's use 24 4. So what's 24 divided by 5? How many 5s are there in 24? There are? Yes, there are 4. Since we use 24, we write the 4 above 4. So we write the 4 here. There. Then multiply 4 times 5, that's 20. So let's write 20 here. Then subtract. Obvious, 24 minus 20, that's 4, correct? After subtract, the next is you bring down, correct? Bring down the 3, so it's 43. Then repeat the same process, divide. 43 divided by 5, or how many 5s are there in 43? There are 8, correct? We write it here, the 8. Then 8 times 5, that's 40, correct? Let's write 40 here. Then we subtract. Subtract, you get 3. Now, in dividing decimal numbers, we cannot say this is the remainder. We cannot do that. So what do? So continue dividing. 24.3 is just the same as, let me extend this line. 24.3 is the same as 24.30, correct? So let's add 0 here. Then bring down the 0 here. Then we'll continue the same process. So this time is 30. 30, let's divide it by 5. There are how many? 6, correct? So let's write 6 here. Then 6 times 5, that's 30. So let's write 30. Then subtract. So this time, no more remainder. So we can say that our quotient is this one. The 4.86. That's our quotient or the answer. Okay, let's have one more example. Let's divide 0.641 by 0.15. Okay, let's write it. 0.641. Let's divide this by 0.15. Okay. So this time, again, we have decimal divided by decimal number. So again, we cannot bring up right away the decimal point. So we have to change first this to whole number before we can divide. So this time, let's see how many decimal places are we going to move. How many decimal places to make this whole number? So this time, we have to move from here. If you move 1 here, that's 1.5, not yet whole number. So you have to move 1 more. There. So the decimal point is there. So it's 15 now. So here we move 2 places. 1, 2. So we need to move also 2 places here. So let's move also 2 places here. From here, you have 1 and 2. So the decimal point now is here. So bring up there. So it's 64.1 divided by 15. Okay. So 64. How many 15s are there? Yes, it's 4, right? 4. So let's put 4 above 4. You cannot put 4 above 6 because we use 64. Okay, it's 4 because if you multiply 4 times 15, that will give us 60. Correct? So let's write 60, then subtract. Okay, subtract 64 by 60, that's 4. Okay, then let's bring down the 1. Then divide again. 41, how many 15s? Let me extend first this one. There are 3, right? So let's write 3 here. Then 3 times, no, it's not 3 because 3 times 15, that's 45. It's 41 only. So it's 2 only, right? Okay, let's write this 2. Again, this is 2. Okay. So 2 times 15, that's 30. So let's write 30 here. Then subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. 4 minus 3, that's 1. Again, we cannot have remainder. So what do? Let's continue dividing. Again, we add 0 here. Then you bring down that 1. Just bring down that 0. So this time, it's 110 divided by what? 15. So what do you think is that? How many 15s are there in 110? So if you have 6, that's 90 only, right? So what about 7? Yes, it's 7. That's 105. So let's write a 7 here. Because 7 times 15, that's 105. Okay. Then subtract again. If you subtract, that will give you what? 5. Okay. 110 minus 105 is 5. Correct. Now again, I said we cannot have a remainder when we divide decimals. So what will you do again? Continue, add 0. Bring down the 0. Let's extend this one. So it's now 50. So 50 divided again by 15. How many? There are 3, right? Let's extend again this one. It's 3 because 3 times 15, that's 45. So let's write 45 here. Then subtract. If you subtract, it's 5 again. Then add 0, that's 50 again. So if you notice, this will repeat, correct? So meaning that 3 here will repeat. So the next is 3, then 3, 3, 3. So what do we do if the digit in the quotient will repeat, or the answer here will repeat? So we assume instead you continue that, since you cannot continue because there is no end. So you just simply put a bar, meaning a simple line on top with these two. Since the 3 will repeat, so just put a bar. The bar will tell you that the digit 3 here will repeat. There is no end. So answer like this, wherein there is no end, we call this repeating decimal. Okay, we call this repeating decimals. Okay, so our answer is 4.273333 and so on. Okay, again, we call it repeating decimals. A while ago, the two examples, that the answer here did not repeat, right? So we call it non-repeating, okay, or non-terminating, or terminating rather. This is the non-terminating. Terminate means there's an end or stop. So since there is no end here, so this is non-terminating. So this is repeating or non-terminating decimals. Okay, again, it's repeating decimal, not decimals. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you learned something on how to divide decimals. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.